Pleasant evening to you all. The National Assembly will continue its sessions tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and also on Monday to deliberate on the nomination of President Patrick Emini's new cabinet of ministers. A total of 13 individuals have been nominated, 6 men and 7 women. Their appointments to their respective ministerial portfolios will take place following the Assembly's approval.
The 13 nominees selected by President Emini are Pierre Laporte, Gérald Allais-Aubin, Barry Ford, Edith Alexander, David Pierre, Dr. Marvin Fanny, Wallace Cosgrove, Marie-Mé Jérémy, Véronique Laporte, Pamela Charlotte, Evelyn Rose, Carl Sibel, and James Camille. President Emini has submitted the list of nominees to the National Assembly for approval in accordance with Article 69(2) of the Constitution. The process will be carried out through a motion to be presented by the leader of government business in the National Assembly, Sylvain Lemiel. Once the Assembly grants its approval, the ministers will then be officially appointed to their respective portfolios.
The Office of the President has also announced the appointment of Mr. Didier Douglé as the new chairperson of the board of the Islands Development Company IDC, effective today, the 29th of October. Mr. Douglé brings to the role over 3 decades of distinguished public service and leadership in the fields of environment, sustainable development, tourism, and climate resilience. As chairperson of IDC, Mr. Douglé will provide strategic oversight and guidance in advancing the sustainable development and management of the Seychelles Outer Islands, ensuring that the company continues to balance economic growth with environmental stewardships. Mr. Douglé's appointment comes as a result of the resignation of the previous chairperson of the board, Mr. Nadi Hassan. The Land Waste Management Agency, LWMA, has provided an update on the ongoing tender process for the operation of landfills, outlining the procedures and steps being taken to enhance transparency and efficiency in waste management. During a press conference held at the LWMA headquarters at Providence, the agency emphasized its continued supports to modernize landfill operations and ensure compliance with national technical and environmental standards. The agency is collaborating closely with the World Bank and the Seychelles Infrastructure Agency, SIA, on a series of projects aimed at upgrading landfill sites on Maï Pralin and La Digue while introducing more efficient and sustainable waste management systems. The head of the Waste Management Section, Ms. Christina Dora, also provided details on the awareness session held in August this year to inform stakeholders about the tender process and encourage the participation.
The landfill maintenance tender was discussed through a sensitization and educational meeting with all interested participants in August 2025. The aim was for us to know who are interested and to know who wish to participate in the coming tender. So the tender has kick-started, and so far we are well on the way, but we feel that there are participants that are still hesitating to come forward for them to participate. That is why we wish to extend the deadline to participate until the 5th of December 2025. And we expect to start the contract in June 2026. Additionally, we do have some preparatory works that is ongoing at the landfill. because we wish to prepare the site to ensure that when we start the new contract, the place also is ready. So we are working closely with SIA and the World Bank to ensure that everything is ready in June 2026 for us to start with the new contract.
The Seychelles Fisheries Authority SFA held a validation workshop to discuss the findings of its latest lobster fishery survey. The workshop brought together governmental officials, fisheries conservation experts, and development partners to validate the results of a 3-month study on the Seychelles lobster fishery. The project is titled Understanding the Lobster Fishery Socioeconomic Value Chain and Feasibility of Tagging. It forms part of a broader regional effort to strengthen sustainable fisheries management in the Western Indian Ocean.
Now we understand how much lobster is used in the country. From our estimates, from doing our survey, we found about 50 tons of lobster is used per annum in Seychelles. And the way it's spread now is that about 41 tons, about 42 tons is from the import market. About 3.5 tons is from the local commercial fishery. And the rest of it is coming from illegal fishing, which we estimate about 10% of the total estimate. And that has significant impacts because it shows that despite season of lobster being closed, there is still local lobster found on the market. And it shows that this fishery is still going on. And there are several factors as to why this may be happening. One, maybe people are not aware that there's no recreational fishery of lobster. Secondly, the risk to reward is high. So, as you know, lobster is very expensive. And for a fisherman, they may feel that it's worth the risk to go out fishing for lobster because they can earn up to 8,000 to 12,000 rupees in one night for catching lobster. So they are willing to take that risk to catch illegal lobster. One of the main findings that we did find was there was general support of implementing this post-harvest tag. From our study, we found about 76% of the general public, in general, are supportive of this tag being implemented in Seychelles. Obviously, there are considerations that SFA need to put, cost, for example, feasibility. All of these factors will have to come to play. At this stage, we just have recommendation and we have findings.
Seychelles Conservation and Climate Adaptation Trust, SECAT, has awarded a grant of 2 million rupees to the Seychelles Fisheries Authority under the 8th cycle of its Blue Grant Fund. The signing ceremony held at SECAT's meeting room at Docklands building coincided with the official launch of the SFA's project Development of Seychelles Sea Cucumber Stock Enhancement Program.
The initiative seeks to address the ongoing depletion of the sea cucumber populations on the Mahé Plateau through sustainable aquaculture and stock replenishment measures. The project aims to establish a sustainable sea cucumber hatchery and pilot farm, develop protocols for controlled breeding and ranching, and build local capacity in aquaculture management. It is the Chief Executive Officer of SFA, Dr. Jan Robinson, together with the Chief Executive Officer of SECAT, Jeremy, who signed the financial agreement under the Blue Grant Fund administered by SECAT. Dr. Sebastien DeVos, the algal and echinoderm aquaculture mentor from SFA, explains the necessity of such a project.
Seychelles is a big player in this industry. Seychelles, this is actually the sea cucumber fishery, the wild capture fishery, is the second largest fishery after tuna, I've been told. So that's important for Seychelles' GDP. But there is increasing concerns, and there's quite strong evidence that the sea cucumber stocks are not doing well. So SFA and all partners involved need to offer solutions on how we can mitigate these pressurized sea cucumber stocks. And one of the options, one of the mitigation strategies that we are interested in is stock enhancement through releasing hatchery-reared juvenile sea cucumbers.
The Chief Executive Officer of SECAT, Jeremy, says that this project is essential to the efforts being made to encourage marine conservation, innovation, and sustainability in our fishing sector.
Here in SECAT, we have become more aware in terms of the impact that we've been having in terms of supporting research in the ocean space. And in taking stock of some of the grants that we have done over the years, we have seen that there is a tremendous space for opportunity as it relates to research to inform management of the sector. And so we are very pleased that SFA, as the leading authority for fisheries in the Seychelles, being one of our grantees. And we expect and we are fully confident that they will have the capacities for them to deliver successfully on this project.
Mrs. Jeremy also says that she expects the results yielded from the project by SFA to not only benefit the economy in terms of revenue, but to also benefit the workers in the sector.
And that's it for this news summary. I'll be back at 8 with your Creole Bulletin. Good evening.